It has now officially been an entire week that Snowbreak has been down. It has been in maintenance mode, inaccessible. And Snowbreak isn't the only casualty. Before we jump into exactly what's going on, I want to give you guys a quick recap for anyone that's new to the situation. On March 2nd, the official Snowbreak Twitter confirmed that the game was going to be going into an indefinite server maintenance. The game will be temporarily closed for technical maintenance. Now, it is the 9th of March right now, and the game is still offline. It has been in exactly 7 days. It might be back up by the time this video goes live at some point on the 10th, but it has been down for an entire week. They confirmed that they're going to be giving out a free max rarity character selector, weapon selector, which was all great. The reason for that was there was this radical movement, a group that were dissatisfied with a collab that Snowbreak was engaging in, and they ultimately decided to attack the game. And it got temporarily shut down, maybe permanently shut down at this juncture. Nobody really knows. But after this, they decided that they were going to, not only were they satisfied with what they had accomplished in Snowbreak, they wanted to attack other games, to use this newfound power to attack other games. Azur Lane, Apocalypse, Anchor Panic, NIKKE, Nuru Cloud, Girls Frontline 2, Cat Fantasy. I've went over all of this in extensive detail. I've done 2 different dedicated videos on this situation. It gets worse. I think at this juncture, we've hit critical mass. On Guitar Rock's tweet stating that it was day 4, there was no news whatsoever, because they haven't communicated anything thus far. There was a tweet here regarding the Chinese situation over on the Anchor Panic Discord. I decided to open this up because I was curious. And here's what we have, an actual confirmation from Anchor Panic. This was an announcement posted in the game announcements subsection. Announcement regarding the Chinese situation. Dear Linkers, in light of the recent incident with the Chinese community and gacha game Snowbreak in specific, similar titles within the gacha genre such as us at Anchor Panic will be adopting a more conservative operational approach for the foreseeable future. That is not something you want to hear from a gacha game that has quite the substantial amount of Gooner content. This game, I see actually, I'm pretty sure Cynetic over here is one of my friends. I'm pretty sure he's in my friends list. He is. Okay. I could probably reach out to him and see if I could find out a little bit more what's going on specifically pertaining to Anchor Panic, but this is bad news. This is bad news for Anchor Panic. This is bad news for every other gacha game in here, or at the very least, every other gacha game in here that exists, is developed, or is published within China. I don't think NIKKE really has that big of a chance of suffering from this, but let's keep reading on. As a precautionary measure, certain high visibility content will be temporarily withheld until the situation has fully subsided. One of which being the Bilibili withdrawal of posts that Chillax mentioned here in this thread. Today, the official Anchor Panic Bilibili channel took down their latest 130 videos and hid most of their latest posts. I wonder if it's related to what was just shared. Looking at the page in specific, oh my god. 2024 was their most recent video post, which means they deleted a year and a half worth of videos. A year and a half. They are so terrified of a potential outcome here that they have decided to try and scrub every bit of Gooner content from the goddamn internet. That is crazy. Like, genuinely unbelievable. Goddamn. I'm at a loss for words, dude. Wow. I mean, that's bad. That's actually genuinely bad. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. We would like to assure our global players this does not reflect any changes to our game's content or direction. We're just hiding everything we can. But at the same time, will this not affect anything? Any content, any storylines, interactable scenes, outfits, character designs? Because from what it seems like, it will. if they're not willing to advertise it, they're probably not willing to continue to develop it at that same rate and of that same quality either. We kindly ask that our community remain calm and patient during this period, as the global version will continue to operate as expected without any changes. Which then begs the question, are they going to operate 2 different versions simultaneously? One to appease the Chinese players that believe that you know, going outside you should wear a blanket to completely obscure every part of your body from being seen, and then global being able to receive, you know, what normal people would wear. Should any changes occur, we will be fully transparent and communicate them across all of our official channels. And then here is an update. Context: Chinese female gacha players going after games like Anchor Panic to shut down or change the suggested material to be more kid-friendly. And I've pointed this out, and I will point it out again and again. Chinese female gacha players, now it is a minority of very psychotic Chinese female gacha gamers. This is not the majority. There isn't a single Western gacha content creator that I know that is female or member of our community that actually encourages this. On the contrary, every single person I know is vehemently against it. But I digress. These players are going after games like Anchor Panic to shut down or change the suggested material to be more kid-friendly. Well, given the kinds of players that they are, I don't think they're trying to get it to be more kid-friendly. I believe that for whatever reason, they just don't want attractive or suggestive content being female-targeted, or targeting female characters, rather. But those game lists don't include games like Love and Deep Space, the most popular gacha game targeted a female audience, only games that target male audience. So what they did was, recently they made a game called Snowbreak shut down for the future because they took it to court and sued them. Currently, Anchor Panic and other games are in high alert as they don't know if these people will target their studio. And I pointed out here, they have confirmed that they are targeting those studios. Just right now, they're engaged in Snowbreak because Snowbreak is their main target, because for whatever reason, they think, you know, Snowbreak is one of the worst offenders. Thankfully, games like Brown Dust 2 or Korean, NIKKE is Korean, so it's not going to affect probably like every major Gunner gacha, but definitely some. But that is the current state of the Gunner gacha genre. There are numerous games that are, and studios and staff members and programmers, developers, publishers that are actually kind of scared right now. They're concerned for what this might mean for the future of their games. Whatever happens with Snowbreak here, I think is going to be a major deciding factor moving into the future, a determining factor as to how Gunner gachas are going to be able to be, well, with regards to China. Well, Gunner gachas that are targeted at males featuring female characters anyway, because apparently, with regards to some of those radical psychos, which again is not indicative of the larger populace, at the very least, targeting female-oriented gacha games like lads just does not seem to be in their vision, does not seem to be anything that they are all at all interested in pursuing. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.